All right, here we go, guys. And many of you know that about half my channel is dedicated to boating videos, whether it's one-off boat reviews, boats by the side of the road, or during the Florida boat show season, it's attending the Stewart and Miami boat shows and doing quick hits on different popular boats. In fact, I've moved to a format where I publish a boat video of some type every Thursday, and regardless of the type of video I do, the one constant theme, and probably the most comments I get, are around affordability, or more precisely, the lack thereof, the crazy prices of these boats. And for sure, COVID had a lot to do with that. The government was giving out money like it was candy. People couldn't travel. They needed another outlet for vacations. Interest rates were low. The economy was booming. And inflation was on a steady rise. And boat prices, to be quite frank, went seemingly insane. And in February 2020, about 3 weeks before the COVID lockdown began, I was down in Miami for the 2020 Miami Boat Show, and I published a video with my good friends Doc and John Sweeney, touring a number of new boats at the show, 7 in all. And in this video, I'm going to rewatch that video, show the prices, the 2020 prices on these 7 boats, and see what those boats cost today. And I'm going to do my best to make this an apples-to-apples comparison, but there will be some discrepancies over things I can't control. For example, we will look at a Reef Runner 23. That came with E-Tex, no more E-Tex. So yeah, we're gonna substitute Suzuki's, and I'll do my best to qualify those discrepancies as we go along in the video. Before we can begin, though, we have to talk about inflation. $1 in 2020 does not equal $1 in 2024. In fact, when we look at the cumulative inflation percentage from 2020 to 2024, we will see that one 2020 dollar equals $1.22 in 2024. As I mentioned earlier, there will be absolutely differences between the 2020 and 2024 models, and I'll do my best to qualify those when we get to those models. We'll start the overview comparing 2 Dusky models. And those of you that don't know, Dusky is a longtime family-owned boat builder in Florida. We're going to go over the 252 and 278, and we will start with the 252. So here we are again with Doc and Sweeney, and we got
This is a very nice fishable boat. Yeah. Look at that. It's a high gun
25 Dusky, but Dusky includes the bracket in their overall length.
Yes.
Most boat companies don't.
Yes,
they
right.
do. So this is equivalent to a 23. But look at that price. 88, 150. All right, we're going to pause the video here. That's the 2020 price, 88, 150. Factoring in inflation, that price in 2024 dollars would be 107,543. These are all US dollars, by the way, anybody watching overseas. And yeah, Dusky for years had a Build-A-Boat feature on their website where you can actually get an instant price, configure the boat any way you want. They still have that feature, but now they don't give you the price. You have to submit the request and they email you. I did that, and we're going to go over what they sent back right now. And yeah, here's shock number 1, 98,500. I substituted in twin, or actually I didn't substitute. Both boats had twin 150 Zooks. Yeah, the boat show had a Simrad. This one didn't. I didn't put any electronics on. But you can see slightly cheaper. I thought that was amazing. Let's move on to the next boat, a Dusky 278. They have a 27 again, which this is really a 25, 133, twin 200s, trailer not included. So this might have been the most shocking boat I went back and looked at 2024 prices on. So let's factor in inflation first. 2020, that 133.5 price is actually 162,870. Look, this one had twin Simrads. The one I'm building out doesn't. But when I built it out, emailed it in, configured almost the exact same way, except those electronics, no trailer. That the boat show didn't have a trailer either. 118,296. Holy cow, was I shocked. Really, really good price. And remember, Dusky's a small-time builder. They don't have as much overhead as some of the production boats we're going to see. And we'll talk about that at the end. Maybe that's a contributing factor to all this. But yeah, absolutely amazing to me that this was significantly cheaper, not even including inflation, than in 2020. Okay, let's move on to the Reef Runner 230. So this is a relatively new Miami company. They've been around, I want to say, a couple of years, called Reef Runner. And they're making a 23. It's a nice basic layout, super simple. This one has forward seating. I really want to see this one. Shoes off, please. This one, these are actually the E-Tech. These are 3-cylinder 150 horsepower engines, Sweeney. These weigh nothing.
Oh shit, no seats?
Yeah. This is why I want to see this one. This is 23 feet. But this is like an old style Contender 23T or 23 Open, where well, that's really a 25, but it's a deep V boat with unobstructed fishing.
What's the draft on it?
I mean, and what's the MSRP? Because all we're seeing are boats that are
With what on it?
with like this twin 115 E-Techs. Simple layout, no forward seating.
You don't buy it at the show, you're about 108.
That Reef Runner might have been my favorite boat at the 2020 Miami Boat Show. Just a really simple, functional layout. Hey, 108,000 back then, 131,760 in 2024 dollars, factoring in our 1.22 inflation rate. And again, a big surprise. You go on Reef Runner's website, you fill out what you want, you send them an email. They send you the price list back, and we're going to see that right here. And yeah, I outfitted. Now, E-Techs are no more, so you can't put 150 E-Techs on. I substituted that with 150 Suzuki's. I put in that hardtop with the rocket launcher, spreader lights, no forward seating. And guess what my price was? It was under 108,000, 107,000, about 107,550, give or take. So a hair cheaper. And again, that's not factoring in inflation. Again, a small boat builder, custom, no real dealer network. Very surprised, but at the same time, not that surprised. I think less overhead when you're not dealing with a dealer network and, you know, that middleman profit that has to be factored in. So the next boat we're going to look at is Velocity. We'll show you what we saw in 2020 at the boat show, their 26 model, and then I'll come back with what we found out about that brand. So this is a Velocity 262, 450 400 Verado. So this is a new brand?
It's a brand that's been around a long time, but they're just getting into the center console.
Okay. What was the market before that?
Powerboats.
Oh, powerboats.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It sounds like a powerboat company.
It is.
And what does she do with the 400? Must scoot?
67.
67.
Yep.
What's the dead rise?
22.
22. So not gonna have any issues cutting through chop.
No, it's a pad. It rides on the pad. It's a well-known race hull.
Yeah.
It's been used on about a bunch of different race boats.
Very nice.
Still being used.
And we're always in search for the affordable boat. What's the MSRP on this? So 26-foot boat.
This one is 135.
135, okay. And this was going to be the only manufacturer that we didn't get a 2024 price for. Not that we didn't try. Just to recap, the Velocity 262 single 400 Verado, $135K. In 2020, that's $164,700 factoring in inflation. So that's $2024. I did send them an email asking for, you'll see the email here. It's copied on their reply back. I should have been more specific. I should have said outfitted simply with a 400 Verado. I did not do that. Totally my fault. They did write me back and said, hey, thanks for your interest. Here's the email. We're happy to give you a price, but give us some more specifics and we'll get you a price. So no price on this one. Let's move on to the next boat. Another surprising one, a Bayliner Trophy 20-foot center console.
But where's the inside?
We're going to check it out. 20-foot Trophy. Good, how are you?
Excellent.
So we did the tour already of all the dream boats outside, and now we're trying to find everyman boats.
Okay.
Something.
Well, we got it for you.
So
Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
just looking for an affordable boat. So I have a boat, he has a boat. He's actually looking for like a Carolina skiff type boat, but we just love boats. And
All right.
Is it okay? What's the MSRP on this one? 51.
That's with freight and all the options added, okay? So everything on this side is extra options that come with it.
Yeah, so not bad.
Yeah, and another surprise here, 51346 at the boat show. Now this one has a 200 mark on it, includes a trailer. 62,642 if we put it into 2024 dollars. And yeah, brand new one, 2024, 58,898. The one thing here, though, is it's got a 175, not a 200, but it has a Mercury vessel view. It's outfitted almost exactly the same way. It does include a trailer also. So a little 3,000 cheaper factoring in inflation. And yeah, a slightly smaller engine. But again, I was surprised. Even though Bayliner Trophy has a bad reputation, I honestly thought we were going to look at, 75, 80,000. Big surprise to me.
So we're at the Cobia booth. Twin 200s on the Cobia 280. So 149.9, 150 grand.
What is this, 27?
28. Well, 27.7. They renamed it the 280, but it's really a 27 and a little and change.
And yeah, this was another difficult one to price out, mostly because Cobia, which was part of Maverick, got bought out along with all of Maverick by Malibu Boatworks, makers of Pursuit. I went on the Cobia website. Prices start at $188 and a little change for the 280 with the twin 200s, and that's what this boat is, right? It's a 27-foot, 7-inch boat. They call it the 280. But yeah, it 188. Now, trying to find a comp, though, impossible. Cobia used to publish their prices when they were owned by Maverick. Now that they're owned by Malibu, I think that's a Malibu thing where they don't want their dealers publishing their prices. The closest I could find was a comp, a 2013 comp, and it was significantly more expensive, $214,000. But, and it's a big but, that one comes with twin 300s, not twin 200s like the model we saw in Miami and the one on the, the base model on the Cobia website. And it comes with a full suite of electronics. The Miami show only had one screen on it, nothing else. So not an apples to apples comparison, but if we just go by the website, the increase in price is fairly negligible.
So we're looking at the Sportsman 232 Open here. Boat show price is $68,000 and change. Comes with fiberglass hardtop, LED lighting, washed out powder coating, Garmin display, Garmin radio, JL head, JL audio, 6 speakers.
And yeah, another favorite brand of mine, Sportsman, $68,565 back at the Miami Boat Show in 2020. Factoring in inflation in 2024 dollars, that's $83,650. And yeah, unfortunately, this is the one that I think had the biggest increase. We found a comparable model at 2024, $113,205. It's similarly equipped. The one big difference here is it has an F300, not an F250, the Yamaha engine. It has a bigger screen too, a 12-inch Garmin screen. So some subtle differences, but still quite a bit more expensive than the Miami Boat Show. But my takeaways from this review or from this comparison that I did is that for the most part, although I was really honestly expecting to see 100% increases, and that just isn't the case. It's not as bad as we thought it was. Sure, they are in most cases a little more expensive, but as we saw with some of the Dusky boats and the Bayliner Trophy, they're relatively the same price, if not cheaper than they were in 2020. Part of that might be that a lot of us view boating as a right, and it's not. I mean, it's an expensive hobby. I know we all like to think, you know, everybody should be in a boat. But the truth is, it's a very expensive hobby, and only those that have the financial wherewithal for the upkeep of a new, bigger boat should be the ones buying boats. There are plenty of used, smaller options out there that people can get into. But yeah, boats are expensive by nature. And I really was expecting, like I said, to see a huge price increase. And at least from this small sample of 6 boats, I know we had 7, but we never got the price on that Velocity. With the exception of the Sportsman and possibly the Cobia, that wasn't the case. And maybe the real lesson here is, if you are in the market for a boat, a new boat, everyone runs to Grady White, to Boston Whaler, Pursuit, Cobia, Sportsman, Robalo. Perhaps give some of these smaller boat builders that deal directly with the public from their factory and don't have a dealer network, perhaps give them a shot. There are many of them out there, including the boat I owned, Eastward. Give those guys a call, price out a boat from them, tour their factory. Most of those places will happily give you a factory tour, and perhaps it will be a little cheaper like this video shows. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Am I wrong for thinking now, after I watched this video, that boat prices aren't radically more expensive than they were back in 2020? As always, if you like these videos, hit that like button. If you're not already a subscriber and you like content like this, please consider subscribing. And if you're not a member of the channel, please consider becoming one. Lots of perks associated with that, including early access to videos.